Nylon. There are going to be as many guys interested in this video as there are gals. Okay? And that's because of all the details that I'm going to give. First of all, it was Wallace Carruthers back in 1935 who invented nylon. Okay? It was composed of amine, hexamethylene diamine, and adipic, I would say it'd be adipic acid. If I pronounced any of them wrong, just leave me a comment down below. I'm sorry. But it was composed of these three products. Now, Wallace Carruthers was working for the DuPont company, and the first thing they tried to do was make wetsuits out of nylon. And when that succeeded, of course, they went on to make other products with nylon, and that started with ladies' stockings. Okay? But it didn't stop there by any means. Okay? Now, amine is derived from ammonia, and it can come from fish. And what you do is you replace the hydrogen atoms with alkyl groups to make the amine. Okay, so when you get this substance that you're going to make the amine out of, you take out all the hydrogen atoms and you replace them with the alkyl groups, and there you go. Well, you don't remove all the hydrogen atoms, you remove several of them and you replace them with, yeah, you get the idea. When it comes to hexamethylene, now keep in mind, the methyl would automatically indicate to you that this is some kind of a petroleum product. Okay? And hexa is the Greek word for six. So this is some kind of a six-sided petroleum molecule. Okay? Now, adipic acid comes from an organic compound from fats. So you find some kind of pig fats or cow fats or something like that, you draw this adipic acid out of it, and there you got it. If you combine the three together, they leave water as a byproduct. Now this became a problem originally because the water was corroding the fibers. So what they did was they found a method to take the water away from the fibers, and as soon as they did, then the nylon became strong enough to use. Okay. Now, why should guys even care about nylon? The first thing, oh well, that's pantyhose, that's lingerie. Why would guys even be concerned about this? Well, I'll give you a few reasons. Toothbrush bristles, for one. That's right. The nylon in the toothbrush bristles can determine how soft they go across your teeth. And since guys brush their teeth just as much as gals, actually they should, if they don't, they need to be smacked until they do. That should be a concern to guys. How about fishing line? What, only girls fish? I don't think so. Lots of fishing line is made out of nylon, so it concerns guys. Surgical thread. What, only gals get wounded? I don't think so. Guys get wounded too. Knife fights, bullet holes, you name it. Gotta be stitched up somehow. There you go. Parachutes. How many guys go skydiving? Yeah, you might want to know a little bit about nylon before you go skydiving. Wetsuits. They make wetsuits out of nylon too. Yeah, if you're going to go snorkeling or you're going to go deep sea diving, you might want to know a few things about nylon first. And how about nylon guitar straps? Nylon guitar strap snaps. Boom, guitar hits ground, boom, guitar is no more. You might want to know about this. Okay? But it is just as important for gals to know about this as it is for guys. Alright. Oh, let's not forget, modern American flags are made a lot of times out of nylon. Yeah. And how about a lot of those banners you see nowadays? Not all of them are paper. Some of them are nylon. Okay? Now, nylon is measured by a unit called a denier. Okay? Now, what they do is they have a ratio of mass to some kind of a unit that you're measuring the fiber from. Okay? Now, let's say you're measuring the fiber with inches. So you'd have a ratio of mass to inches, and that would tell you how strong the denier is of that fiber. Okay? Now, what do we mean by mass? We certainly do not mean weight. Weight is determined by Earth's gravity. You ever leave the Earth, you're going to find yourself with a completely different weight. That's why they say you're weightless in space. You still got mass, but you don't have weight. So your mass measurement and your weight measurement is going to be two different things. Yep. You'll drop 7/8 of your weight by just going to the moon. However, your mass will never change. So all you mathematicians who would like to make a little comment about mass down here, as opposed to weight, you're more than welcome to do so. So, the heavier the denier, the better the product. Let me tell you something. If you're going to make a flag out of nylon, an American flag out of nylon, you might want to make it out of a heavy denier. Why? Because when it goes out in the elements, it's going to be blown around, it's going to get wet, it's going to get frozen, it's going to get this, it's going to get that, and after a while it's going to rip apart. How long your flag lasts is going to depend on how heavy that denier is. A light denier is not going to last too long in heavy weather. It's just not going to happen that way. Likewise, ladies, if you have a heavy denier in a nylon garment, then you may not have to use the gentle cycle of your washing machine. However, if you have a light denier in a garment, you may have to use a gentle cycle in the washing machine. Remember, agitating a light denier garment in a washing machine is going to just pull on it like crazy. And then on top of that, you're using harsh detergents, and if that wasn't enough, you're getting the garments wet. Okay, so that's wet, agitation, and heavy detergents. Wow, that'll put a strain on a fiber. Okay, and that's why they have warm cycles as opposed to cold and that kind of thing. And this is especially true because the lace on your garments often is made of nylon. Okay, so if you don't want the lace on your pretty little garment to suddenly rip off, you might want to use the gentle cycle on the washing machine. Alright? And this applies ever so much true to nylon bras. Okay? You have the bra strap, and if it's made out of nylon and it's not made out of a heavy denier, and you get into some situation, it can snap and make a very embarrassing situation for you. Certainly you want a full slip that you wear under a wedding dress to be of a heavier denier to not only absorb the sweat that you're going to have because you're going to perspire, but on top of that, to not just suddenly fall off, okay, which would be really embarrassing. And this is the true of nylon thongs and stuff like that. You just don't want an embarrassing moment because you wore too light of a denier garment in an intense situation. Business meeting, wedding, you name it. Now you say, well, guys shouldn't worry about things like that. Well, if the gal wearing those garments is going to be your wife, or is your wife, and she has an embarrassing moment, that's going to reflect badly on you too. So you might want to discuss that with her to make sure she's not inadvertently creating an embarrassing moment for the both of you. So that's why guys can kind of get involved as well. You might want to make sure when she goes clothes shopping that she wears a garment appropriate for the situation. If she doesn't, and something goes wrong, a wardrobe malfunction, well, it can be pretty bad. So anyway, When it comes to toothbrushes, you want a denier that's heavy enough to brush your teeth, but not so heavy that it rips your teeth apart. Certainly, if you're talking about a denier for a flag, or for a wetsuit, or for a parachute, you're going to want those fibers to be really, really strong. If you're just playing around in bed, you might want a garment that has a denier that is a little more lightweight and a little more see-through. Let me tell you something. The lighter weight of the fibers, the more see-through your garment's going to be. And for women, that's, yeah. So, this is a topic that both men and women should know about. And hopefully you got a very interesting education about all of this. If you want to leave any comments about any of the stuff I talked about, right down here in the comments below. Especially the chemistry stuff. Are you kidding? What guy isn't interested in chemistry? And I know there's a lot of gals out there interested in chemistry too. And I'm not talking about the chemistry that happens in your bedroom. I'm talking about the chemistry like the amine, the hexamethylene, and the adipic acid. Okay? We're talking that kind of chemistry. What guy or gal shouldn't be interested in that? So, hopefully you guys got a really well-rounded education when it comes to nylon. It's more than you think. And you will not believe how many products are made of nylon. You just can't even imagine. If you guys want to, you can list some of the products that are actually made of nylon other than lingerie. If you want to list lingerie too, that's fine. But if you want to list other things that are made of nylon, right down here. Quite an interesting list, I can tell you that. And then I'll tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.